Hello there, everybody, and thank you for watching us on replay. We have a room full of wonderful women here in our Love Biz training and development session. And today we have Emily Coy from Business Butterflies. And her theme today for our session is finding your sweet spot. Three things, what? Three things you need to know to build your business. So I'm going to welcome Emily to the main screen now. Hello, Emily, and thank you for giving our Love Biz ladies your time today. Would you like to introduce yourself, share a little bit about yourself, and help us with how to grow and build our businesses? Over to you, Emily.
Well, thanks very much, Sue. Yeah, good afternoon, ladies. My name is Emily Coy, and I'm a business coach. I've been a business coach for a number of years now, and before that I was an accountant. And I'm really excited to be here today to be sharing this workshop with you. So, shall we do the technical bit first, Sue, and get my slides up and running and on screen? Let me just...
Absolutely. Let's get you on. So if you do your screen share,
Right.
we'll put our thumbs up when we see something. Yay, something's happening, Emily. That's really good.
Is that
There.
working? Perfect. Let's see if I can get the right screen in front of me and see all your lovely faces at the same time. Yes, we're all good. We're all good. Excellent. Okay. So, as you mentioned, I'm based in Chesterfield in North Derbyshire. I've been a member of Impact Group now for about 18 months or so. So it's lovely. It's lovely always meeting up with lots of other ladies in business. So it's with great pleasure that I'm bringing this presentation to you today, because I know a lot of you Love Biz ladies are running your own business, and so this should hopefully give you some inspiration and some great ideas to help you grow that business. So without further ado, let's just dive in. Let's get going. So I'm going to start talking about this guy to begin with. So this is a guy called Mike Michalowicz. He's an American author, and he's now written about 8 books, all aimed at small businesses. So I first read The Pumpkin Plan several years ago now, and I was already business coaching at that time. But I was so inspired by the book, I decided to find out more about it. And cut a long story short, I ended up becoming a certified pumpkin plan growth strategist. Sounds pretty quirky. But underneath all of that is a book that is a fantastic methodology for growing a small business. It gives you a strategy, it gives you an outline. And as a certified pumpkin plan growth strategist, it allows me to use the strategy and the materials that go with it to help clients to grow their business. And what I would say is that anybody that's looking to grow their business, do read both the Pumpkin Plan. It's a great book. Also, the other books he's written are fantastic. He's best known for Profit First, which is a cash management system for small businesses. And then there's numerous other ones that cover other aspects of running a small business. And what I particularly love about Mike Michalowicz is that, firstly, his books are a really funny read. I like the way he writes. But more importantly, they're all written for small businesses. This isn't corporate methodology recycled for small businesses, which you can get a lot of. This is all specifically written for small businesses and the hardships and the grind and the challenges that we all face running a small business. So what you are about to hear in this presentation is all taken from the Pumpkin Plan and is really taking that core methodology from the book to help you grow your small business. So let's start at the beginning. Always a good place to start. Now, do any of these things sound familiar to you? Are you doing lots and lots of marketing? Like you're doing all the things you've been told to do, but it's like it's falling on deaf ears. You are shouting into the wind and you're just not getting any response. Or perhaps you're getting a response, but then when you're in front of a prospect or a lead, you're really struggling to make that sale and you find yourself forever having to reduce your prices to get the sale. Or finally, maybe you're making lots of sales, so that's not your issue, but instead you can't take on any more business because you just simply can't work any more hours. You are maxed out and you're quite frankly feeling a bit burnt out and you're unsure how to grow anymore or just how to get your life back under control. It could be that you're in any one of those three areas. Often that depends on what stage you're at in your business. But if you are in any one of those, you're experiencing any one of those three issues, then the sweet spot is going to help you. That's going to help you tackle those things. So let's take a step back and talk about pumpkins. It's one of my favorite topics. So going back to this book, The Pumpkin Plan, a simple strategy to grow a remarkable business in any field. So as Mike says in The Pumpkin Plan, if you want to grow a giant prize-winning pumpkin, okay, you need to start with a special seed. You can't just walk into any gardening centre and buy like any pack of ordinary pumpkin seeds. Because even if you took those pumpkin seeds and you nurtured them and they had the right growing conditions and you watered them correctly and they had the right amount of sunlight and all of that, they simply wouldn't have the capacity to grow into a giant pumpkin because that seed, it just doesn't have the capacity to do it. So Mike says it's exactly the same for your business. You need to have the underlying capacity, you need to have the underlying seed to be able to grow your business. And that special seed that you need is the sweet spot. It's the strategy. You have to have a strategy of where you're going and what you're doing if you want to have the capacity to grow your business. And more importantly, if you want to grow your business without it being quite so hard. Yes, running a business is always a challenge, of course it is, but there are easier ways of doing it and there are harder ways of doing it. And if you're making the right decision and you're focusing your attention in the right places, then growing your business becomes easier. So ultimately, the strategy that the book talks about is finding your sweet spot, which is this special seed, the strategy that's going to give you the capacity to make growing your business less difficult. So let's dive in. What does that actually mean? So we can see from the diagram, and who doesn't love a Venn diagram? I know I do. We can see from the diagram that there are three elements to the pumpkin plan and finding your sweet spot. So area number one, top clients. Area number two, unique offering. Area number three, systemization. Now, I'm just gonna put a warning in here, just in case anyone gets offended. With Mike being American, there are a few Americanisms in this presentation. You are going to see Zs where you will expect an S, and you are going to see words like systematization where you would expect systemization. You're going to see dollar signs where you would expect pound signs. Do not be offended, my friends, okay? They are not here to harm you. They're just Americanisms. I, for one, love the Americans. And underneath all of this is a fantastic strategy to grow your business. So I will be saying systemization and not systematization. So we have these three elements: top clients, unique offering, systemization. And when those three elements of your business are aligned, that is when you are in your sweet spot, and that is when growing your business becomes that much easier. And the sweet spot, as we said, is that special seed to help you grow your business. Right, let's delve down a bit deeper and cover off each of these areas in a bit more detail. Okay, so top clients is the first area. So top clients is about finding your niche and about finding your ideal clients. These are the ones that you want to focus your attention on, particularly when it comes to marketing. When you're marketing, you can feel like you are a farmer just randomly spreading seeds everywhere. And you're kind of hoping that some of it's going to fall on fertile soil. But in reality, some of it's falling on rocky ground. Some of it won't get watered. Some of it get eaten by birds, all of this. We don't want that. We want marketing to be focused in the right place for the right people with the right message. Okay, so that you are attracting the people that you want to work with. And that all starts with identifying your top clients. So your top clients are the clients that love what you offer, like they really love what you offer. And you love working with them. And if you think through your client base, there will be clients that you just love working with and you wish you could replicate them time and time again, because undoubtedly you will also have clients that you hate working with. We've all had them. It's okay, especially when you're starting in business and you take anyone because you're growing your business, and anyone that comes along, you take them on and you work with a variety of people. Some of them are a challenge, some of them you love. And if you can identify those top clients, there will be commonalities between them. Maybe it's going to be the industry they work in. Maybe it's going to be demographics like their age or their situation in life. Maybe it's going to be the particular challenge they're facing in life, particular crunch point that brought them to you. Maybe it's the location that they're based in. There can be many, many, many different things that make them the ideal client for you. And those ideal clients will also be those that are most profitable. But just a word of warning on that, it's not as simple as just picking the clients that are most profitable, because you can have a situation where you make a lot of money from a client, but you hate working with them. And the whole point of going into business is that you get to work with people that you love working with. So if you're in that position where you're working with someone who is bringing money to you, but you don't enjoy working with them, there are ways and means over time where you can build up your client base of the people that you love working with, to eventually let that person go who you don't enjoy working with. So ultimately here, what we're trying to do is identify who you love working with, who loves buying from you, and who is going to be most profitable. Because once you've identified that, then you're going to focus all your marketing, time, money, energy on marketing where those top clients hang out. So it's really important to identify them. Next area on our Venn diagram was unique offering. So this is the second part where you have to work out what makes you different. It's a bit like USP. You've probably heard the term USP before, but it's kind of bigger and broader than that. It's how you sell, it's what you sell, it's how you deliver it. That's a big part of it. But there are also factors that come into making you and what you deliver unique. And that will be a combination also of things like the vision that you have for your business and indeed your life, the mission that you are on in your business, your immutable laws or your core values, put another way. So the things that really matter in how you do business. And area of innovation as well. That's a term that describes an area of your business that you are constantly developing, you are constantly innovating, hence area of innovation. And we all have something that fascinates us in our business that we are constantly learning more and constantly trying to improve on. For me, it's I want to offer lots of different coaching programs from lots of different authors and providers, because I think there's many different ways to present information and different business owners have different needs. So my area of innovation is that I want to keep learning and keep getting different certifications in different books. And you will have your own area of innovation. There'll be something that you're really passionate about in your business that you're always trying to improve on and create. And you could be in the same industry as someone else, but their area of innovation could be different. So if we took two bakeries, for example, maybe they both make cakes, but one bakery is all focused on sourcing the most environmentally friendly ingredients. So it matters that they're supplied locally, and it matters that no chemicals were used on the ingredients, and it matters that they were organic certified and they're B Corp registered and all of that, but they still produce beautiful cakes. So their area of innovation is all around being green, if we put it really broadly. You could have another baker that's creating cakes, but their innovation is icing techniques. Okay, they want to produce the most spectacular looking icing and decor on their cakes. So they're constantly learning new techniques and developing how the cake looks. But they're in the same industry. It's just one bakery is all about the green impact and one's about icing. You'll have an area of innovation, whatever it is that excites you, that you're passionate about, that you're always developing. So altogether, all of these things make you unique. And the whole point of your unique offering is that when it intersects with your top clients, it means that what you're offering is going to appeal to those top clients because you understand their needs and you're developing something that they're going to love and that they're going to want. And not only that, but your unique offering makes you stand out from the competition. It makes you different in some way. You've only got to look at big firms like Apple, with their iPhones. You know, Apple become a master at standing out. People buy their products. They're not necessarily technically the best products, but people want to be part of that tribe. People want to join Apple because they always first out the blocks with everything, and they've developed such a unique brand that people want to buy in with that. So just think about what makes unique. And then when you know what makes you unique, flipping well shout about it. Put it all over your website. Put it in your marketing material. You got to tell the world what it is that makes you different. One word of caution, just make sure it's a difference people actually care about. And you'll know whether they care about it because you'll have identified your top clients. So you'll know what matters to them. But I know I worked at an accountancy firm years ago, the last place I actually worked in. And they kept going on about how the firm had been established for 150 years. And although that's a nice idea, it calls for celebration that we've been going for that long, I'm not sure that anybody ever chooses an accountancy or an accountant just because they've been established 150 years. I would have thought a client base were really more interested in, were they going to get really good advice on their business? Were they going to get their accounts quickly and efficiently? were they going to always be able to get through to somebody on the phone? Those kinds of things probably would have been more interesting and mattered more to the client base, rather than the fact that we'd been established 150 years. So there's an example of something that, yeah, it was unique, but I don't think it really mattered to the client base. Whereas I've got a client who is a website designer, and to make herself stand out, it's quite tough when you're doing websites, because a lot of people do websites, and from a client perspective, is not a website a website a website? So although she was doing, or she is doing, bespoke websites, when we unpicked what makes her different, it's because she really, really cares about the environment in every aspect of what she does. And who knew that you could have like a green website and you can do an audit on how environmentally friendly it is, what its carbon footprint is, all of that. And so she is now a specialist in green websites. So if you are someone that wants every aspect of your business to be green, including your website, you're going to go to my client, because that's what makes her different. That's what makes her unique. And so she's selling to a client base that love that. Okay. Systemization. So third area on our Venn diagram was systemization. And systemization really at its core is about scalability, because we're looking to grow our businesses. But I want to caveat that by just saying it isn't just about people who want to grow their business to be £1 million turnover, £100,000 turnover. You know, systemization is important to everyone, even if it's just you in the business and you want to keep it as just you in the business, because systemization allows you to do what you do more effectively, more efficiently. And that's either going to allow you to do more of the thing that you do and sell more, which is a great thing, or it's going to allow you to reduce your working hours, right? So that you're not there late at night, I don't know, doing your bookkeeping or processing a product or service, whatever it might be. So systemization really is for everyone in business, not just people looking to scale and to grow. So if we look at what we mean by scalability, it's the ability to expand and grow sales by adding resources, i.e. adding things that means the growth is not reliant on just one individual person. Often that's the business owner. You want to be able to scale and grow by adding more employees, by adding better software, by adding a piece of equipment. None of that relies on one individual person with specialist knowledge. And scalability is kind of the most common problem that small businesses have, that you started a business because of the passion that you have for what you do, and then the whole thing is reliant on you, and you can't step away from your business for a day, let alone a week's holiday, without the whole thing grinding to a halt. And if you're looking to really grow your business, you want it to be able to carry on without you always being there. So scalability matters, and systemizing matters. And don't fall into the trap of thinking that what you do is so unique that no one else could ever possibly do what you do, because do you know what? All of us have learned to do what we do, and it's very, very rare to find someone that really can't outsource or systemize any part of their business. Most of the time, even if you're doing something fairly individual, it just needs a few tweaks for you to be able to systemize it and either teach someone else, if you're looking to kind of take on employees to do that thing, or you might need to tweak a process so you can document that process to then outsource to someone. Because don't forget systemization. This could be outsourcing your bookkeeping. It could be outsourcing a telephone answering and appointment booking. It could be processing order. There are any number of things that you might be able to systemize and outsource so that you're focused on the thing that A, you enjoy, and B, makes you money. Okay, so that is systemization. Let's go back to our diagram. So having looked at those three elements, you might be thinking, well, hey, I've got 2 out of 3 going on. And is that good enough? Am I in my sweet spot if I've got 2 out of 3? Well, I'm sorry to tell you it's not good enough. Unfortunately, you do have to have all 3 of these areas in alignment to be in your sweet spot and to grow your business. So let's look at what happens if you've only got 2 out of 3. So here, if you have identified your unique offering, so you know what it is that makes you stand out for the crowd, and you've managed to systemize that process, but you haven't figured out who your top clients are, so you don't know your niche, what will happen is that nobody cares. Nobody actually cares what you're selling because you don't know who you're selling to. You might have created this really unique thing and you've got this amazing repetitive way of easily producing it, but you don't know who you're selling it to. You don't know who actually wants this. So it doesn't matter what you do in terms of your marketing, because you're probably marketing in the wrong places with the wrong message and nobody's listening. So then your marketing effort is going to be really wasted, even if your product is amazing and even if you systemized it. So it really is key that you identify who your top clients are. So what about if you know who your top clients are and you've systemized your business and you can do it repetitively and easily, but you don't know what your unique offering is? If you're in that situation, you're going to be under price pressure because you're going to struggle to get noticed. So you've identified your top clients and you're taking them your product and they're just seeing it as some kind of commodity and they're not really sure what makes it unique. So then they're going to go, well, I'm just going to buy the cheapest I can find. I'll buy from you if you give me a discount. And that can be a really horrible position to be in. So again, unique offering is so vital because it helps you stand out from your competition so that you are taking a product or service to your clients that they actually want because you're developing it with them in mind to serve them. And you're shouting about the things that make you different. Okay, so what about if you've not systemized? So you've identified your top clients, you know what your niche is, you know who you're selling to, you're taking them an amazing product and they are buying it. You are flying, the sales are coming in, but if you've not systemized, oh my goodness, you are going to be working all hours and more. And you're going to be feeling overwhelmed. And as it says here, you're selling your time for money, you're exchanging dollars for hours, pounds for hours, and you're kind of going to hit that ceiling where you're just running as fast as you can, but you're going to be struggling to keep up and expand. And that's where most small businesses find themselves. It's often a sign of success, actually. You've worked really, really hard. You've grown your business, but unfortunately, you're doing everything. And there's such an irony in that because to grow your business, to start your business, right? You had to do everything, right? You had to put in the hard work. You had to solve all the problems. you had to wear all the hats. And then once you've done all of that and you've been really successful at it, that's when even more problems start, because you're so successful, you can't actually keep going and look after everybody that wants to buy from you. And that really is the point, that systemization becomes really important to move on from that. And when we're thinking about systemization, we're thinking what can be delegated, what can be automated, what can be outsourced. Or it could just be what can be optimized. Is there something that you're going to continue to do, but maybe you could do it in a better way? Something as simple as writing a template for emails that you repeatedly send. You know, maybe you can't delegate that stuff. Maybe you can't automate it, but you could write a template. If you just took 10 minutes to write the template and then just tweak it going forward, that kind of optimization, it's amazing how much time those little things can save you when you work for yourself. So let's put this all into an example. So this is Andrea, and because she's American, she is a certified professional organizer. I mean, who knew there was such a thing? So her business is smartly organized. So when she started her business, like many business owners, she just took any clients that came her way, and she kind of took on a variety of projects. Anything that was involved in organizing, she'd be there sorting out her clients. And although she loved some of her clients, there were some she didn't, and she was still struggling to get new clients, kind of dribbling in here and there. So she decided that she would get a business coach and implement the pumpkin plan into her business. So when she analysed her top clients, or her whole client base, sorry, she realised that her top clients were really busy families. That was their situation. They were really busy, and they tended to need her services when they were moving house. So she would come in and help them declutter, organise their home, help them pack. And then when they moved into the new house, she would be there to organise their possessions at the new house. Now, I moved house 6 months ago. I could have done with an Andrea to help me with all of that. So I can see the value in what she offers. So once she realized that her top clients were these busy families that were just struggling when it came to house moving, and that she could help them, she then started to focus all her marketing attention on busy families that were moving house. And that she then developed her services around moving house. So instead of just being a generic organizer, same as any number of others, she then started to really stand out, and she started to attract lots and lots of clients in that specific situation. So then for her business starts booming, and she's growing and growing and growing. But because there's only her in the business, she really can't take on any more work. That's when she starts to document her business and the procedures and processes, and that then enables her to take on some staff. Then she's able to run multiple projects at a time, and her business grows. Now, that's a very academic example, but it's a great way to pull all the pieces together of the pumpkin plan. It's a very American example, I appreciate. I think what I see in reality with this is, when people start out on this journey, there's often one area that particularly needs attention, and the other areas they're already doing okay at. Or sometimes it's all areas they've started on a journey and they need a bit more work. Everyone's different, everyone's business is different, but ultimately what I've seen with the pumpkin plan is that when you focus on these 3 areas, sales improve because your marketing is just having a better effect, and profits improve because when you've systemized the effort that goes into servicing those new sales, is less. And obviously you're selling more, which ultimately filters down to that bottom line as well. So this methodology has been tried and tested by, it must be into the thousands, I would guess thousands of businesses across the United States, if not the world. And certainly my client base now, over the last year or so, I've been using this. It's seen some great results. So it has a strong foundation to it. So let's just refresh our memory again. So here it is. These are the 3 things you need to know to grow your business, because these 3 things, when they intersect, are going to put you in your sweet spot, and that is going to help you grow your business. And it's going to mean growing your business isn't quite so hard. So identify your top clients, what niche you should be serving. Identify your unique offering. What makes you different? What makes you stand out to your competitors? And finally, systemize your business in any way you can so that you can be more effective, more efficient, and grow your business. So from that, if you've ever wondered about, well, how do I know if I'm in my sweet spot? Like, how would I identify that? Well, Mike's thought of everything. There's a handy dandy questionnaire. It's only got 9 questions on it. And by answering the questions, you can then book in for a quick chat with me, obviously a free quick chat with me to go through your results to see where you might be in achieving your sweet spot in your business. If anybody wants to do that, just reach out to me, and I can send that across to you. No expectations at all. If you just fancy doing it, just reach out. And that's it, lovely ladies. Thank you for listening to my presentation there. I hope that you take away something from that, and that you find that useful in growing your extraordinary pumpkin of a business.
Thank you so much, Emily. That was brilliant. It really makes you think. So, ladies, thank you so much for watching here on replay. Thank you to Emily, and we will be taking questions when we stop recording our video. So thank you for watching, and we will now stop the recording.